So we're at Woolies Jetty, catching yakkers and whatever we can get for bait, because fresh bait is the key to good gummy fishing. And it's pretty quick fire. Hit the bottom, and we're on straight away. It's like, oh, there might be a couple here. Yeah. Yeah. Light tackle is always good fun. There we are. There's two yakkers. Nice. Whoa. Is it a yakka? No, the slimy under yakka. Oh, lovely. That's why it was going hard. Alright, if you could stop doing circles and come in the boat. Oh. Ah, going in. Alright, if we can get a few more of those, we're laughing. So we're off Balnarring on Balsindi, close to Balnarring Channel, fishing for gummy sharks. So closer to winter, this area seems to produce more fish than in the channels. And yeah, started the tide. I'll wait for the tide to start pushing through a bit more and hopefully see some action. Well, we're on. Just going off pretty slowly, no real head shakes, so it feels more like a ray than a gummy. Bit hard to tell at the moment. Oh, there's a few head shakes. Oh. There's no real sort of, can't really feel the tail beat. I'm calling it for a skate, but we're not putting money on yet, so we'll wait and see. Oh, busted it. Oh no. Let it break. Broke the knot of the swivel. And that, kids, is why you use a shock leader, because a double uni will always break at the swivel with braid. So, as you saw before, when braid rubs against anything sharp, it can break. So braid's great because it doesn't have any stretch. It's instant hook set, but it's not very abrasion resistant. So we tie about 1.5 meters to 3 meters of 50-pound mono, and that will stop what just happening before, which is getting a bust off. So the next step, the idea of these rigs is we want to keep the bait up off the bottom. So the way we do that is we get an easy rig. That goes on the shock leader first. We then take the clip off, which I'll show you why in a second, and then a lumo bead just to add a bit of protection when we tie that onto the swivel. So then get some cheap lighter mono. And tie that where the clip was on the easy rig. About 1.5 foot of that stuff. There's not too much flow at the moment, so there's no need to go any heavier than a 10 ounce. Alright, so after all that chaos, that easy rig with the dropper on it will sit on the bottom. That holds the bait up off the bottom. The lumo bead adds a bit of protection for that knot, and the dropper will sit out with the bait on it. So we've got 3 different baits to choose from today, all very readily caught and found around Western Port and Port Phillip. cow and young, slimy mackerel and squid. 3 are probably my favourite gummy baits. Fresh trevally is also really good, but I seem to struggle at catching them. To do the fish baits, might do a slimy on this one. In behind the pectoral fin, straight down. Grab the sharp knife. There's one bait. Then we'll just do chunks. Like that, we'll get probably 4 or 5 baits out of that guy. The same with that, with the squid. Open up the hood. And just into strips about that thick. So the idea of a chunk bait like that, just take off any fins so they don't spin in the current, is when you put the hook through the centre, like so. It doesn't spin in the current, so we'll drop it over in a second and I'll show you it won't spin. But also, if there's pinkies or picker fish around, they can sort of chew at it and not really get anywhere. Whether it's with a fillet bait, you'll end up with a piece of skin in 10 minutes or so. So that's what works for me. So being nice and straight like that, there's a bit of guts hanging out, but they'll wash out. Putting it under the water, it won't spin. So a fillet bait can be a bit tricky. They can spin in the current, and if it spins, then nothing will eat it. So that way you don't lose it to pickers, and it looks nice and natural in the water. So peg it out. So about 2 kilos of drag, enough to set the hook, not much more. Bring it up. And that's it.
No way! You are kidding me.
That's so funny. There's some fresh bait.
Oh, baby!
So as Michael went to wind that bait in, up came about a kilo squid, and it was literally just hanging on to the bait with his beak inside of there, and slipped the net in behind and just got it. So there's some fresh bait and hopefully some dinner. There's a lot of controversy over the best way to kill a squid. The best way I reckon is using a nikashimi, which is a little spike like that. Now a squid's brain is like a donut and it surrounds their throat. So to kill it, you need to do it in 3 parts. So you get your spike up behind the head, like there we go. So that half's now dead. That's gone white. Oh, there we are. I just felt the other half go. Then we come in the head here. There we are. There's still a little bit of colour, but that squid's now dead. It's relaxed, so it won't get tense, and it'll stay nice and soft. Perfect.